This is gonna be a couple of VOD reviews for Wasabi. We're gonna jump right into it.
Ready for battle.
No MCATs today. Kind of slacked off on this, and it's like 1 a.m. So I want to get these to y'all out. I want to get these out to y'all before practice tomorrow. We got Wasabi on the DPS.
One. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Enemies here. Oh, I've got butterflies.
Put them in the ground.
It's a good sitting there on that one too. Since you're the good just in the back line, you could probably focus him there because our team's so far back. If you just look at him, he probably ends up dying there instead of turning to look at their team.
Every soldier needs a cause.
Because in that instance, their team's far too back. You don't need to push up there. You can just back up to your team, shoot the Genji, and then you should die. Good pick on the bat. Low-key was in still. Pretty good tracking there. Standing here. There you go. Should go high first. Yeah. There you go.
My ultimate is charging.
You need to break pylon. Pylon's still up. When they throw pylon there, oh, well, if you break pylon, then Amara gets a 0 value dealing wise.
My ultimate is almost ready.
So you need to be shooting pylon. Pylon's just gonna keep anyone healed up.
That warms the bones. My ultimate is ready.
That's good. Yeah, rotate high ground here.
Tactical visor ready for deployment.
That's good positioning. That's a good pick.
Marines.
You can also just sit up here.
Let them up.
Interesting. I don't think you need to drop there. Put a window a bit more and play high ground. Yeah, because now you down.
No one can stop me.
Ideally, you'd like to sit on this high ground, and I'm 90% sure, don't quote me on this, but you might be able to rocket jump up to here when the teams come back. Otherwise, you definitely could rocket jump back here if you get a little bit of pressure. If your team's holding this choke. Otherwise, if your team's playing a bit far back, which it looks like here, their team's holding close, so it's fine to like sit on top of this building. And so you want to stay up here as long as you possibly can. But if your team's playing farther back here, like if your whole team is playing the Sauna was, then you wouldn't want to be up top here. You'd want to be playing up in this window here as an ideal position. And you still have great LOS. But since your team's up here, it's fine. Just if that other situation ever arises, keep that in mind. But yeah, you want to stay high ground here for as long as possible.
My ultimate is ready.
I'm ready to start a blizzard.
Nice, heals rocket. Now you won't hear the heck out. Yeah,
Meteor strike.
they're doomed just killing you.
Get into the field. They took out the immortality. If I'm still standing, I'm still fighting.
Nano boost administered.
Adaptive circuit engaged. Winston.
I've got you in my sights.
When you visor and you're now you're gonna be looked at, throw it on your healing pad. It'll help there. I'm trying to think. So your Bab's dead at this point. Okay, so at this point, maybe realize you have no supports, and instead of
you in my
instant visoring,
sights.
peek maybe over this corner to see like where their team is and if they're visorable. Because right now, their Echo is in copy, and they have two monkey, or they have a single monkey bubble protecting their supports. Right here, if you visor here, you don't have any supports here. You're gonna, goddamn, you should know you're gonna get looked at. It's not the worst visor per se. I mean, you didn't get any kills or anything. But I think maybe like peek the ledge there and see what their team is, like where they're positioned, and then like let's say in this instance they are there, you could either take a couple shots and then run back down and try and get a reboot route because your tank and your Mei is still alive here. This well, up until this point they're still alive, and then you can maybe get a regroup and then retake high ground depending on how if your Mei dies here or not. Yeah, but instead, it's now a 2v5, and you most likely will probably end up giving this point, if I'd have to guess. Just a thing to keep in mind when ult usage, it's really important to check kill feed, probably as often as you can to see who's alive, or hit tab. Tab will tell you who's alive or not.
I rubbed some dirt on it. Let's go. Group up with me. Immortality field deployed.
Nice helix.
Meteor strike. That's for testifying against
Chasing.
Overwatch. I'm a
Yeah.
man on a mission.
Play.
Stay out of my
The
way.
time is running short. Combine your
Hey, yeah, that's a good position. Especially when it gets down towards the last fighter territory, you generally don't want to be the first one to die on your team. So it's, in my opinion, it's better to, yeah, I'm gonna pause to say this. In my opinion, it's better to play safer when you know it's gonna be a last fight, especially when you have ult, because the other team's probably gonna be rushed and forced to come into you. Probably won't be as coordinated as a normal team fight. So in that case, I mean, you're on defense, obviously. You want to be like extra defensive, which is good for sitting back there. There's really no reason to go up and chase a kill unless someone's way out of position, which obviously you want to punish that. But in general, towards last team fight, you want to be um, defensive because a lot of times players will get anxious and overextend and die. Good heals.
Long time coming.
It's a good run. So chill doing on 10.
Enemy found.
That's a lot of tools. Short ranges. Good pick. Do that one. Good gameplay, yeah. I didn't see anything that you really wrong with how you played there, which is good.
Subjected A. Escort the payload.
Ultimate is ready. Come on.
Moving back up here. Or three. Right.
Ultimate is ready. Come on.
See here, I'd be trying taking high ground up to you. Like since like what MCAS talked about the other week actually. Right now you're in downtime, so actively like think where could I position myself to be better, and in general, probably the best situation or best positioning for this specific situation is to be up here, wait for them to come in. And if they play back, you could easily rocket jump back up here to your BAP. And if you do end up getting pressured by someone, you just fall back down your team. But it's always, like any game, better to have the high ground. For obvious reasons, you could peek behind cover and stuff, and shoot down above people, hit more headshots. But yeah, right here you have 3 people on cart. You could definitely be looking to play high ground here. Just small little things.
How far up right now? I completely woke up.
Is Evie watching? The payload has reached the chip.
Maybe not what you're doing. You'll have to break up.
I'm standing
You got
up.
a pick, which is good. Good pick. Y'all should just win. No, we don't.
Cheers, love. It's time to save the world.
Mega wrestle. Way to back up your heels. What you want to break pylon? Oh no, you're just broken. Never mind. That's Tracer. In fights like these, you could fairly easily, if you have recall, dive. Oh, they see 9. Good for you. In fights like those, um, if you Tracer and you have recall, which you did at the beginning, which was the beginning of the fight, and you actually had it twice in this fight. And you have recall here, you could what I'd recommend you doing is going left here, saving, putting pressure shoot, go left here, take a couple shots, and then you blink, put pressure on the Ana, because then the Ana wouldn't be able to heal the Echo who ended up being one, and your team kills the Alari. So it'd be like a more cleaner fight. They see 9, so like, um, you guys won anyway. But in general, it's better to put pressure on the supports, because when they have no heals, your team should be able to kill them at that point. Because you have, yeah, 3 people here. That's a pretty good DPS game, I'm not gonna lie. It's not too many mistakes. One thing I will say is shoot the Alari pylon more when you see it. That pretty much takes away all of you Alari's healing, enables her almost useless for as a healer. She can still do a lot of damage, obviously, and she still has her short burst healing. But pylon is very important to target down once you see it. Yeah, that's the only big thing I noticed. Your positioning overall was pretty good for this map. Let's move on to your tank, which was Ilios. was Ilias.
Ready for battle.
Lucio commands you.
Try to keep up.
Misery made none of not so fast.
Barrier activated.
Oh, there's a song right there. You touched yourself. Good job.
I have the objective.
Might die though. Yeah. You gotta pick. I think that's worth it. You killed 2 there. Your team kept 4. No, that's debatable, I guess.
The moon base wasn't built in a day.
Good bouncing song, though. You get bubble. Yeah. Good job at target priority there. I don't know if you're calling to team at all this game, but that's good. Rec egg. That's good scouting, I guess. Recognition. Is that right? I don't know. I get out of there. Unfortunate. Yeah, there's no really reason to play up past beyond this arch right here that you just saw.
Quitting is not in my vocabulary.
I mean, obviously you didn't know they're gonna swap Bastion, I guess. But yeah, generally there's no reason to push past that arch. They have a spawn right there, they'll get heals quickly.
Why seek answers
I like the
when
sword.
we do not know the question?
Group up here.
Taste of poison. EMP activated. Surrender to my will.
Destroying the barrier. The barrier is weakened. Conducting analysis on the objective. Barrier unsuccessful.
That's That's a big stagger.
Almost time. Hitting clock.
I offer something more. Misery made.
Nice flex on the carry. Even though you get on there, you made their supports try to have to help each other. Well, their team had to push out to strike at this point, so they didn't have any heals. And it also delayed them a bit, which helped you win the fight. So, even though you didn't get anyone, I think, in my opinion, that's still a flux with good value.
Let's get this show on the road.
Have you enjoyed your time away with the fairies, Dr. de Cowper?
They do make lovely conversation.
We hold the advantage. Shall we keep it? Big stanger lap.
Barrier initialized. Barrier cannot stand much more.
When your shield's past you there, it's still up. You should take it down just so you have it and so it's not low health. Right now you'll need it and it'll be a bit low health. So just when you push up past your shield, take it down. Playing Sigma, it's really important to be aware of where your shield is, if your shield's up, and where it is, and how much health it has. Because if you leave it up, it's just up, there'll be some 2-second cooldown and it's not regenerating health.
Barriers weakened.
And also general tank for both Ryan and Sigma, right before your shield breaks, it's good to take it down, like it's at like 20 health, because then it'll regen and it'll be 2 seconds instead of 5 seconds cooldown still. I'd back up here, kite back up to see if you're dying, yeah. So in that situation, this is just being more aware of your team. It's kind of a feel thing, I guess, but you could also see it. You see your team start to, well, you're up front here, but you see your team gets a bit more pressure on them, and they start to back up. You see in top right, kill feed, your Mei's already dead, your Sombra's back here. So in this case, your support's back up. You should also try and back up here with them. Instead, you push a little bit forward, and then the enemy collapses on you and kills you. And when in that situation, you probably were savable just by backing up and then playing this wall right here to get healed and restabilize while your Sombra re-engage in the fight.
Alle safety Raiden. Assemble at this location.
Check it. Enemy turret ahead.
Group up here. Gather here.
A taste of poison.
Turret detected.
Barrier initialized.
You kind of had a misflux. You only got the Mei there, which now with your team, they also use, how many ults did their team use? They used 3 ults. Your team used 2 ults.
Time to save the world.
D.Va just
Game on.
D.Va and a Zarya Mei. I mean, it could definitely work. Okay, you switch people back and switch. I was gonna say, it could work, you just have to play off angles and play more in line with your Sombra.
Enemy turret
We will
destroyed.
crush them. Group up with me. Group up.
Watch out for that turret.
Go. Frustrated? Good.
Since you're dead, which nothing really touched you up person. I don't know if Kess has talked about it before, but and I think we both agree on this, is that when you play Zarya, you want to use your first 2 bubbles for yourself to get high charge. There's really no reason to bubble a teammate unless they're in like immediate danger of dying. And even then, it's still better to bubble yourself and get high charge. And then save bubbles for when you drop below 60, or if you save bubbles for when you're gonna die, or when you drop below 60 energy to get back up, or if your teammate's gonna die. Once you have high charge, it's okay to save bubbles for your teammates, but sometimes it's better just to not bubble your teammates, and like if they're way too far forward, and ranked at least in scrims it's a little bit different because again more coordination. But as Zarya, you're doing you have a wet noodle when you have no energy. So if you bubble someone and they don't happen to take any damage, you have one less bubble and like 11 energy, and you're not gonna be able to do anything. So as a general rule when playing Zarya, use first two bells for yourself or however many it takes you to get high charge. And this is a general tip for Zarya, which I'm sure most people probably know, but you don't want to bubble really and hope they do damage. You want to like take a little bit of damage and then bubble, because they most likely won't stop shooting you, especially if you're in front of like 3 or 4 people.
Let's get into a healing.
Again, I think you just bubbled your teammate and you got 0 damage. And they also nerf Zarya's friendly bubble too, which does not help. Could be, but at least, yeah. I don't think you'll win this fight though. See there, again, you got 3 energy from his bubble, where you could have saved bubble for yourself there and been up at 50 and had your life. Zarya in Overwatch 2 is better to play more selfishly with bubbles in this current meta
My
right now.
armaments are ready.
Just because she has the ability to do so much damage if she's high charged.
Protecting you. Join.
A better world is possible today.
Attack the objective.
Back on the monkey.
If we're hoping to win, now's the time. Pain is inevitable.
Nice. It's a good dive, now you jump out here. Hey, you're half health there, you probably shouldn't have jumped in. Could have jumped up to high ground up on the ledge, or towards healers slash health back.
Miracle of science. Group up. Someone call?
Well, yeah, and these are, there's could be aggressive here, bonus, of course. There you go. Put it back out.
That's right. We'll are my
Yeah, I'll turn it up.
I don't think what you did there was wrong. I think you probably could have got a little bit of heals, and the Reaper just kind of like 3-shot you. Which happens.
once more until reach.
Back out. Oh, you have Crown. I'm trying to go for the BAP here with Primal. You're not really going to get anywhere. Yeah. Not really going to chuck down a Diva using Primal, especially with the Bucket and Kirikana Reaper there. So you could have recognized there that the BAP was not there and try to find him. Because he most likely was isolated. That probably would have been a free kill.
Your end is within my reach.
Group up with me.
Misery made
That's not what they use. They use Window, Diva, and Reroll. Y'all have beat EMP and Bastion coming up. Theoretically, based off ults, you should win this game. Good job. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't anything big that stuck out to me, with the exception of the Zarya bubbling thing. I think that was the only repeated mistake that I saw. I mean, overall, your position is actually really good. Cooldown usage was good, except for the Zarya. Um, the Sigma shield thing, I guess, that I talked about earlier. Knowing where your shield is at all times and being more aware of your teammates, like if they're like backing up, whatever. Um, but overall, I think that was two really good games from Wasabi.